What if I told you that overcoming social anxiety had nothing to do with improving your social skills? I struggled with social anxiety for over 20 years of my life, and I was only able to overcome it after learning this simple psychological hack. So in this video, I will show you the hack that will help you build a social life that is no longer rooted in fear and anxiety, but in calmness and in confidence. First, I want you to imagine that we put 3 people in a room and tell them that they have to watch Dragon Ball. One person gets really excited because they like anime similar to Dragon Ball. Another person gets upset because they believe that anime in general is childish and not worth their time. And a third person feels completely indifferent. They just don't care about anime at all. The situation is exactly the same for all 3 people, but the reactions are completely different. But why is this the case? They all have different reactions based on what they believe about anime and what they expect from it. That base belief shapes how they react to the same situation, and the same thing applies to us in real life with social anxiety. Your social anxiety is fueled by your inner belief. It influences how you think, how you feel, and even how you act in social situations. If at your core you believe that you're not likable, then you're gonna expect others to think the same thing, and your anxiety will be higher automatically. And if that belief is left unchecked, you will start reinforcing it through your behavior because the anxiety is too intense. This new behavior only proves to your mind that you can't show up socially. And if you never work to change that belief, then you'll always repeat the same cycle over and over again. However, it is possible to unwire this belief using a psychological hack known as the downward arrow technique. This technique is a psychological method using cognitive behavioral therapy that helps people get to the root of their inner belief so they can change it. So next, I will show you the first of 3 parts of this technique so you can avoid your anxious overthinking spiral. In Dandadan, after Momo and Okaroon defeat Turbo Granny and go to school the next day, Okaroon spends the entire class thinking about Momo. He can't focus, he's restless, and the only thing on his mind is their awkward interaction from the day before. And that's when he starts replaying the interaction in his head. He starts overthinking everything he said and becomes extremely critical of all his previous actions. He starts thinking to himself, man, she probably thinks I'm boring. Maybe I'm just the backup friend. Or maybe I'm not even her friend at all. These thoughts only made him more anxious when he did eventually see her later, which is a few seconds later. In real life, this might look like talking to your coworkers and mentioning something about anime or another interest you have. And then maybe they give you a slightly confused look because they're not familiar with it. But because of that look, you start interpreting it as them not liking what you said. And then the thought pops in your head, man, I shouldn't have said that. That was weird. And now you feel embarrassed. Just like Okaroon, the repeating thoughts we have after social interactions are often a signal that our inner beliefs is bubbling to the surface and fueling our anxiety. So in order to get to the root of your inner belief, step 1 is to identify the surface level thoughts. You simply need to pause and take a mental note of that thought. The goal here is to notice that it happened, but don't just do it once. Over the next few days, watch yourself in social situations and catch the thoughts that keep coming back that are within the same category. It might show up as, I shouldn't have said that. They probably think I'm weird. Or I can't say stuff like that. Once you start catching these thoughts, step 2 will help you deal with the aftermath of the thoughts. Think about when you were younger. If you put your hand on the stove and got burned, you made a rule. You don't touch the stove when it's hot. Your mind works the same way socially. Whenever you feel an intense emotion, whether that be embarrassment, rejection, or awkwardness, your brain creates a rule to avoid experiencing that feeling ever again. You'll begin to act in ways to avoid that pain. You might start avoiding certain people. You might hold back parts of your personality. Or you might stop bringing up things that you actually enjoy talking about. This new behavior reinforces your social anxiety because it makes you feel safe in the moment. It teaches your brain that avoiding the situation is the only way to protect yourself. So the next time you're out socially, you'll begin to follow the new rule that you created for yourself. So step 2 in the downward arrow technique is to simply identify the rule that you made up. These rules usually show up as should or shouldn't statements in your mind. After the initial thought from step 1, you might say something like, I shouldn't say that again. I should stay quiet, or I shouldn't talk about what I like. To uncover the rule, just ask yourself, what am I doing now differently because of that thought or situation? Once you become aware of both the thought and the behavior that follows it, the next step gets closer to uncovering the deeper belief that's driving your anxiety. In the Dragon Ball Super manga, when Goku was struggling to tap into Ultra Instinct, Whis told him to ask himself, what are you really? That forced Goku to look deep inside of him to unlock the power that was already there. The same thing applies to us in real life. Once you start to recognize how you think and how you act because of your inner belief, you now have a way to start digging deeper to get to the root of it so you can finally unlock your true confidence in social situations. But how exactly do you do that? Just like Goku, you simply need to take the thoughts and rules you uncovered in the first 2 parts and run them past a few questions that I like to call the 3 W's. What does this mean about me? Why do I think this? And where does this come from? Start with the first one. For example, let's say the thought is, they think that I'm weird, okay? Now ask yourself, what does this mean about me? It means that I'm weird, okay? Why do I think that? I think this because if I'm weird, people probably won't like me, okay? Now where does that come from? It comes from this deeper belief that I'm not lovable and I don't belong. Now this is a signal that you can keep digging deeper and deeper with until you uncover the base belief that you've been operating from for years. That belief may be, I'm not likable, I'm awkward, something is wrong with me. That is the deeper belief underneath the anxiety. This is the belief that's been driving everything in your life. You're not just anxious about the social situations, you're afraid that other people will see who you really are and think the same negative things about you that you already believe about yourself. And now that you've uncovered the inner belief, you can now begin to change it. You will need to rewire that belief by using the skills you've already learned in this video to change how you think, act, and see yourself. When your anxiety is high, take a moment to notice your thoughts starting to go in a negative direction and pause before you act on them. If you have a thought that you're weird, instead of going out your way to avoid people, challenge the thought and face the situation head on. Doing this proves yourself that you can handle social situations and that social anxiety does not control you. Then over time, you can begin to change the belief. And from there, you'll learn to finally accept yourself. Your social anxiety has been keeping the real you hidden for so long. And you learn that you needed to hide yourself because it feels safer, but you don't need to do that any longer. By stopping the behaviors that come from that negative belief, you're allowing yourself to show up as you are, and that's how you start to live a life that is no longer controlled by social anxiety. Now that you know the hack that can help you live life free from social anxiety, you're still at risk at falling back into the cycle of endless overthinking if you don't avoid these common horrible habits. So if you want to avoid slipping back into that spiral, click the video on your screen now.